stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, please be seated. Kara, would you do the roll call, please?
Lyon.
Ward 1 here.
Schaefer.
Ward 1 here.
Dillon.
Ward 2.
Massey. Ruffing.
Ward 3 here.
Lockwood.
Ward 3 here.
Carter.
Ward 4 here.
Heisman. Ward 4 here.
Okay, we definitely have a quorum. We'll begin with comments from the floor about this agenda only. Any comments from the floor? Okay, we'll move to approval of the minutes for July. Do I have a motion?
A motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Next is the approval of the bills. Do I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of monthly reports, the city clerk, the city treasurer, the court clerk from July. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, our first resolution is number 63. This is local law number 8, amending city codes related to property maintenance standards. Do I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
Okay, any discussion?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention, I wanted to thank Bianca and everybody else who looked into this. I think that compared especially to what our old codes were, this adds a lot of transparency, adds a lot of clarity about what was expected. Even if people may disagree on the specific codes, it at least is clear about what to expect and what is going to happen if you do violate those codes, and I appreciate that.
Good point. Okay, anyone else from the council? Okay, we need a roll call for this one.
Lyon.
Yes.
Schaefer.
Yes.
Dillon.
Yes.
Ruffing.
Yes.
Lockwood.
Yes.
Carter.
Yes.
Heisman. Yes.
Okay. The next one is resolution number 64, the assessor, tax assessor contract with Dan Maxwell. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Okay. Discussion on this one.
I never have a problem with Mr. Maxwell. Anytime he's in his office or I phone him, he returns the call. He always answers my questions. He's very, very knowledgeable and always willing and able to give you the information you need. I like Mr. Maxwell, and obviously I approve.
He's been working for us for 12 years,
Yeah.
so he's no stranger to anybody. Any other comments, discussion? Okay, roll call.
Lyon.
Yes.
Schaefer.
Yes.
Dillon.
Yes.
Ruffing.
Yes.
Lockwood.
Yes.
Carter.
Yes.
Heisman. Yes.
Okay, the next resolution is resolution number 65, the WIA grant bond with Wright Pierce. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Okay. Discussion, I'm going to let Chet lead the discussion on this. There's several that are kind of connected to this resolution, so I want, if you wouldn't mind, Chet, to give us an explanation of what we're trying to do there.
So I have, so first I want to mention we have Resolution 65, the WIA grant bond. With the resolution in the packet is for the submission of the WIA grant application. So that's, so there is a bond resolution in here. But I can go back and say we have a couple things on the agenda for the WIA grant. This is a submission to the New York State Drinking Water Infrastructure Improvement Act grant for essentially a little bit of phase 1, the emergency water treatment plant repairs that we're going through now. So we're going to try to cover some of those expenses that we're already anticipating in the short term. And then the remainder of this WIA grant will be covering some of the phase 2 work to get us out of the water emergency and also bring us forward to bringing our treatment plant back into capacity. So, in my opinion, no reason not to submit for the WIA grant. It's trying to recoup some of our expenses. We'll be incurring past this October and into the new year, and also sort of the first steps that are being required for moving forward from the Department of Health.
Right. Thank you. That it's one of those things that we knew going in when we created, when we started banning for the water infrastructure, that we were going to take advantage of every grant we could. And this is a big one to really help us out. So this is really just approving going after that grant. Any questions? Yes.
What is the valuation of the grant? What is the amount?
So we're going to be looking for up to 2 points. Do you have that?
Was it?
2.7, 2.6.
Yeah, I thought it was 2.9 that we ended up with.
Yeah, I know for some reason the resolution is mixed up, but 2.9 million is the two. Essentially covering some of what we already have bonded for in our water emergency ban and a portion of the project moving forward. So just under 3 million.
Okay. Any other questions?
I just wanted to verify, so I'm reading Resolution 65 does show that the resolution itself is for going out for a bond, right? It's just in the cover page that it's showing that it's the grant amount.
Yeah, it's actually, it's not a bond itself. It is a grant, right?
Correct. So
Okay.
what
The wording on bond there, we a grant bond, I think maybe it should have just said we a grant.
grant application, so
Right.
What the application is looking for is an intent from the city committing funds in the future if the city then chooses at that time to commit those funds, but saying that we have the intent to move forward if we are awarded the grant, which of course if we are awarded that money, we would be happy to take it from the state.
And mostly just wanted to verify that there's nothing that needs to change in the resolution itself before we can move forward, right? The resolution is fine as is.
It's fine. It's just what she had on the agenda here. I have
Yeah,
the
the
resolution.
resolution
in it.
itself is okay, it's how we put it on the agenda.
So it's a grant application that we're applying for. If you go ahead, Josie. We kind of want to hold comments at this point, but I'll allow it. Hey, go.
Is there any match on that at all, or is it just 100% grant?
There is a 25%.
Okay. Go ahead and ask. Josie, yes.
Is the remediation that is currently underway going according to your budget and plans, Jack?
It is, we're still on track with the budget and expect to be through at least 1 year of rental. There's been nothing unexpected that's causing overage at this point, so we're on track.
He'll go into more detail in engineer's comments, a little bit deeper into this. The next, so we need a vote, roll call on this one.
Lyon,
Yes.
Schaefer,
Yes.
Dillon,
Yes.
Ruffing,
Yes.
Lockwood,
Yes.
Carter,
Yes.
Heisman. Yes.
Okay, the next one is resolution number 66, Wright Pierce Amendment number 1, agreement for the temporary membrane treatment. Again, all of these are kind of relating to that membrane treatment. So do I have a motion?
Motion.
A second? Okay. Chet, would you lead the discussion on this one too and tie it into the 3 that we're looking at?
So
Please.
we have, so this is under our existing water emergency ban that we have already planned for and have borrowed the funds for as we move through this issue. We have an agreement existing with Wright Pierce for bringing that temporary membrane filtration plant online. This is an amendment moving to the next step, working with Wright Pierce. So their contract to date is bringing that membrane filtration online. This amendment is them working towards the next step of sand filter replacement, so replacement of the sand filter media. They would be preparing plans and specifications, taking care of the permitting with the Department of Health, and then we would be getting this out to bid for that media replacement over the winter, while our auxiliary filtration is online and producing water to take those sand filters down and replace the sand. Timing is is important here. The sooner we move forward with this, the sooner we can get our existing sand filter plant back up to speed and be able to remove the membrane filtration plant for the time being, so that'll save us rental costs every month.
The rental on the membrane unit trailer is very pricey, so we'd like to return the temporary one as quickly as we can, and knowing how it's working out for us, running it through its paces and looking at it for a long term. This will allow Wright Pierce personnel to come in with equipment that they have to clean it out. Otherwise, when we have our DPW guys with shovels, and if you haven't been up to the water treatment area, that's a lot of sand in 8 reservoirs. So this was $145,000, the additional fee to be able to have them do it and do it quickly.
I
Any
have the
questions?
amendment, but I don't have resolution number 66 in my package.
This is,
Yeah, no, there's no one, this is actual
What?
resolution.
right, but this here, the amendment number 1 to agreement is
Yeah.
66.
Yeah, I think you just think we don't have the.
Yes, because that's how I received it. I didn't have
Yeah.
the,
Got it, I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Sorry, I didn't mean to be a
it's
pain.
how-
I
no,
don't mean
no.
that's just how I received it.
It's,
so.
it's how Wright Pierce put it together, so a little bit different than our
Chad,
normal.
I have a question for you. So does this amendment take us through completion of the project, or would we expect additional amendments when we get to future stages?
There would be additional amendments. This will get us through sand filter replacements. This really brings us all the way through almost a year from now, when that trailer would be decommissioned and taken off site. I don't expect anything else from Wright Pierce within that time. Although we will see, so this is getting the project designed and out to bid, so we will see a construction bid coming in for a construction contractor to come in and actually do the physical replacement of sand median. Won't be with Wright Pierce, it'll be with whoever the successful contractor is in the bid process. But this should be it for Wright Pierce.
And I may be misremembering. I remember initially there was talks of the possibility of the temporary membrane filter becoming a permanent membrane filter. Is that not where we're going? Is there more you have on that?
Nope, that's correct in a way. So the temporary membrane filter that we have in the tractor trailer Connex box at the treatment plant right now will be brought online to take the load off of the existing sand filter. At the same time, we're using that as a pilot plant to verify to the DOH that that technology will work for our water from Spruce, for example. So we'll have that study phase done so that we can move to permanent membrane filtration down the road. So this trailer will disappear, we'll stop paying monthly on that, and then likely go with a permanent installation, possibly within the sand filter plant itself, and decommission that or decommission part of it. A lot of options at that point. So temporary trailer goes away, but that technology will likely come back and we'll use that down the road.
Perfect, thank you.
And one of the other points that, Chet, you might want to make is when the filters are cleaned with the clean sand in there, what is the capacity that we will increase to compared to where we are today?
So we have, the plant is designed for 4 million gallons per day, so we should be able to hit that target with new media. Right now, we're putting out 2.7 to 2.9 million gallons per day, but really 2.5 is really already pushing it without losing storage. So it's quite a difference.
Okay. Anything else? Okay, roll call.
Lyon,
Yes.
Schaefer,
Yes.
Dillon, Ruffing, Blackwood,
Yes.
Carter,
Yes.
Heisman. Yes.
Okay, the next one is resolution number 67, authorizing submission of drinking water state revolving fund application for the city of Little Falls. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second. Okay. Chet, again, there's the third prong to this chair.
So this is almost the last one for the WIA grant. Also with the submission of the WIA grant, the state likes to see the completed financing application for the amount of the WIA grant. So we're awarded the grant, the financing application upfront shows the state that we have the capacity to manage this grant internally. Doesn't commit us to anything down the road. This is a step in the application process.
Okay. Any other questions on this one?
Lyon,
Yes.
Roll call.
Schaefer,
Yes.
Dillon,
Yes.
Rupping,
Yes.
Lockwood,
Yes.
Carter,
Yes.
Heisman.
Yes.
Okay, the next one is resolution number 68, water treatment plant improvements, the seeker type 2, I think it is a 2 action, isn't it? Your, unless it's my glasses here. The agenda says type 1.
No.
No, it says type 2. It was me, sorry about that. So type 2 action. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Okay. And chat again with the secret because it applies to the same project.
So also part of the reapplication requirements, we need to move through the secret process. However, unlike some secret process, this is an easy one, so this is a secret type 2, which we can declare it as such since it's essentially work in kind. I'll read it here. New York State Code Regulation says that a replacement, rehabilitation, or reconstruction of a structure or facility in kind on the same site, including upgrading buildings, etc. So the work covered by the WIA grant is mostly replacing sand and existing sand filters, but to have access to those state funding, we need to go through the secret process and essentially review it, declare that it's really a no-impact project. We're not taking a greenfield and developing it or anything that might impact the overall area or the community. So secret type 2 sort of stands as it is and will be part of our application.
Chad, are you doing the secret too? Are you filling that out?
Yes, yep. We'll have the secret filled out in part 1.
Okay. Any other questions? Roll call.
Lyon,
Yes.
Schaefer,
Yes.
Dillon,
Yes.
Rupping,
Yes.
Lockwood,
Yes.
Carter,
Yes.
Heisman.
Yes.
Okay. The next one is resolution number 69, the 3.4 bond resolution for the deficit financing bill. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Okay, a second.
Second.
This, I think all of you are very familiar with after going through what we went through with the state resolutions, the deficit financing bill that was approved by the legislature and as signed off by Governor Hochul. So this is essentially the drawdown on the money part of it. So they allowed the 3.4 million, and we will ban for this at this point. When we get around the corner of November of 26, it will be moved into a bond with all of the ingredients in there, everything that we would have spent of the 3.4 million, and that will be pushed off for 10 years, and as you know, we will be paying that off for 10 years. So do I have any questions and any discussion? Okay, roll call.
Lyon,
Yes.
Schaefer,
Yes.
Dillon, Rupping,
Yes.
Lockwood,
Yes.
Carter,
Yes.
Heisman.
Yes.
Okay, resolution number 70 is a public hearing request for local law number 9, amending local law number 8 of 2024. Do I have a motion? Second. Any discussion? Okay, this is the changing calendar. Yeah. This you'll remember from our last meeting that we had a resolution, I think it was the last one, maybe it was the one before, but we had a resolution to make a change from the year 25 to 26 in that local law on the guidance of the state. They suggested that we codify it in a way that it is the same structure as what we're replacing. So we have to go out for a public hearing and we will write the local law rather than the resolution. Resolution wasn't strong enough to be able to handle what they wanted us to do. So That's what
I
we're
think we
looking for.
questioned that resolution.
We did, our city attorney was looking at it, I was looking at it, and I mean, seriously, one digit of a number seemed to be something we could handle with a resolution, but, and they said it was okay, but they would prefer that we change it to a local law. So, that's what we're doing. Any questions about it? Roll call?
Lyon,
Yes.
Schaefer,
Yes.
Dillon, Ruffing,
Yes.
Lockwood,
Yes.
Carter,
Yes.
Heisman,
Yes.
Okay, resolution number 71 is dog control officer. Do I have a motion? Second. Okay. This is, we made a change in our dog control officer, and we are looking at hiring a person. You'll see the application there, or the agreement, that would do it for 90 days on a trial basis and then continue on hopefully in a permanent position. The state requires us to have a dog control officer, and so we need this temporary position, but I really think she's going to move into the permanent status as well. Nice lady, Kathleen Pescatori, just really bright, and worked on farms for many years, understands animals, and she does a great job for a lot of the other communities in our area. Her concern is that it might be that she would get so busy that she wouldn't do a good job. So that's her major concern, that she's wanting to get it for 90 days, which I respect. I think that's wonderful. So that's what this is about. We'd like to hire her for 90 days and hopefully go to term. Anyone have a question, discussion?
Is there any criteria or standards or norms that we're looking at for the 90-day period that we look at in 90 days and say this is good, this is bad?
Right. The chief of police is who she reports to. The chief of police directly monitors her activities. She has, just like he did with our other dog control officer, they meet frequently. They have certain criteria that they have to meet. When they see an animal that's in trouble, there's a scale of 1 to 9 that they make a judgment call. Does this animal need to be removed from the home, go directly to a veterinarian, or what needs to happen? Can the homeowner manage it? So all of that is part of the job, but there's a lot of training that goes into it as well. She has some of the training, she doesn't have all of it. So she'll be going to a couple of classes. I think it's like a weekend kind of class, nothing really heavy duty, where she's going to be gone for months, like, police and fire. But there's very strict guidelines in working with the dog control officer position. So, yeah.
Seems like a tough position.
It's really hard, and people burn out very quickly. And, you have to be a team member in working with the city, a police department, because the police department has the legal authority, where the dog control officer can just make recommendations. They can take it so far, and they have to bring the PD in to make a final call on things. So she'll be working closely with Chief Thomas. Any other questions? Okay, roll call.
Lyon,
Yes.
Schaefer,
Yes.
Dillon,
Yes.
Ruffing, Lockwood,
Yes.
Carter,
Yes.
Heisman,
Yes.
Okay, resolution 72 is our police chief's contract. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. This contract should have been renewed in January, and it slipped through the cracks. And so we've discovered it as we were looking through his waiver that we work with every year, and decided we need to do something about it now. So we're making the change now, and then we'll bring it around to the 2026 timeframe. So it's like a year and 8 months that we would be looking at here. Any questions? It's a 2% increase in salary per year, which is pretty typical. Some are 3%, different contracts, but Anywhere around 2 to 3% is pretty normal.
Are there any other major changes in the contract from previous
No
years?
changes whatsoever. So it's just, filling it out and repeat. Anything? Roll call?
Lyon,
Yes.
Schaefer,
Yes.
Dillon, Rupping, Lockwood,
Yes.
Carter,
Yes.
Eisman,
Yes.
Our next one is resolution number 73, Bassett project. I'm calling it the Bassett project, the Smith Creek pump project. This is a change order from what they've discovered now that they've been into the project. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Okay. Chet, you're on again.
Thank you. So this change order is essentially for a total of $91,000. We have $71,000 for CT mail and potentially $20,000 or up to $20,000 for the contractor, Keller and Sons. Back up a little bit. So contract is going fairly well. It's a little bit behind schedule. Utilities in the intersection of Burwell and Whited Street, pretty rough to deal with. A lot of the backfill material that they used back in the late 1800s was the shot rock that they took out of the trench that they then put right back on the utilities, which we run into all the time as a problem. So we had some issues with utilities in that area being put back in place. Utilities, the way they were installed in the 1800s, do not match the standards that we have today. So we had some redesign that happened there. There's a little bit of that captured with CT mail. We had just before this meeting a little bit of a flurry over the past few days, a potential change order of $400,000 that we were able to rein back in, and this is where we arrived at today for this. So behind schedule, not by too much. We're looking at a maximum of 5 weeks. We have additional construction inspection and construction administration for CT mail. That's the bulk of this cost. It's a DOT funded project. This is required by DOT as well to have construction observer, and frankly, it's done really well for us as this project's moved forward. And also with that, the original contract with Keller that was already approved had a $100,000 allowance in that contract. And we moved up to spending about $80,000 of that allowance. So I'm also asking the board to approve an additional $20,000 on that allowance, just so that moving forward over the next month, we can take care of any issues with construction, but not have to wait for another board meeting. We likely might not spend that 20, but I just want to have it available for the contractors so we can finish up and complete the project.
And as Chet mentioned, this is a CHIPS refundable, so it makes it really nice.
It's CHIPS funded, and also the CT mail cost of $71,000 is an hourly not to exceed as well, so we're just charged for the hours that they're there. If we get done and we're lucky in 3 weeks, that'll be 3/5 of that total. And also just for the record, that change in $91,000 is about 7% of the project. So it's not, on the whole, it sounds like a lot, but it's a fairly small amount in the overall price.
Okay. Any questions? Roll call?
Lyon,
Yes.
Schaefer,
Yes.
Dillon,
Yes.
Rupping, Lockwood,
Yes.
Carter,
Yes.
Eisman,
Yes.
Okay. The next one is resolution number 74, a public hearing request for local law number 10, amending local law number 5 of June, establishing a uniform schedule of fees for codes department permit fees for inspection. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Okay. This is to look at permit fees for inspections of properties, commercial properties, and things like that. Am I missing anything, Bianca?
It's mandated by the state in 2007. All businesses every year have to be inspected. All multiple dwelling units over 2 every 3 years. It's a huge undertaking. It's a big job. Other townships charge for that. So I'm requesting that we put it into our fee.
So we're looking to go to a public hearing on this one for September. Any questions?
I'm just curious, it says small businesses less than 20, large businesses more than 20. What does that count? Is it employees? Is it
Yes.
tenants? Employees? And-
Yeah, for businesses, it's employees. For dwelling units, we can't do that with 1 and 2 dwelling units, but anything over that, we're required every 3 years to inspect them. It's a fire safety inspection. But, I mean, if you look at what we have in the city, it's a big undertaking.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, roll call.
Lyon,
Yes.
Schaefer,
Yes.
Dillon, Ruffing,
Yes.
Lockwood,
Yes.
Carter, Eisman.
Yes.
Okay, do we have any new business to discuss? Okay, any old business? Comments from the floor? Yes, please announce your name.
Yeah,
And-
Mr. Mike Patiglio, I live over in Ward 2. I just want to take a moment, I missed the last meeting, but I'm actually kind of happy I had an opportunity to update the last time that I was here. I was talking about the importance of including in our plans to have the city pool. And I just want to mention, it's a series of events that really I think are very important for all of us to consider. Because my son and daughter had a place to go, first of all, I had to announce my son came out to the side school and has made a lot of good friends and has continued to help the community grow together. I got to meet some good parents. But besides that, because my son and daughter were able to be somewhere and not on their phones or staring at their screens or whatever, I was able to continue to work on private business ventures, helping people in the community, both volunteering and getting paid, but also was able to interview and has acquired gainfully employment working for IBM, where I started on the 25th. And because of that, now local businesses such as Sam Brown, who also work for the city, at some point for some projects, he's going to have a project for me to do some electrical work. All of this is just to make a point that while it may seem up front that providing help to just give away help to this common people can prove to pay dividends that may not show up in any margins or spreadsheets or whatever, but it speaks to a spirit of democracy that I think needs to be considered. And I just wanted to say thank you to whoever it was who decided to maybe relent and say that instead of paying for a golf course where the people that go there can probably afford to pay to go there, instead we gave it to people who probably couldn't afford to watch their children. So thank you again to all of you for making that consideration. I appreciate it. That's it. Have a nice day or night.
Thank you, appreciate it. Anyone else? Okay, city engineers report.
There's always plenty to cover, so feel free to ask me questions anytime. So we submitted I'll just go through the highlights for this past month. We submitted our lead service line inventory update. All the new information we collected this year was submitted to the state along with our 2026 funding application. So hopefully we're on deck to get some service line replacement money in 2026. Super important project, and will also help us control water loss. So aside from getting lead out of our drinking water system, it'll help us on our quest to reduce losses, which is a savings. Water treatment plant, so membrane filtration is on site. Happy to give a tour if anybody's interested. Startup is expected mid-September at this point. Had a couple delays with equipment coming in, supply chain issues. Generator delivery is in October, so we should have it online though, September pending sampling. Kind of falls in line though, still, it's not the critical path. Replacement of the sand media is the critical path here, so we made a huge step forward to make that. By the time that gets designed and permitted and out to bid, I'm going to guess we're looking at probably December, and a contractor working on it over the winter. So as long as this treatment system is online late September, we'll be in good shape. So good news there, and not much, which is great. We've amended our contract with GHG this past month to extend services at the wastewater treatment plant for roof replacement. Working on that design now. Boiler replacement at the wastewater treatment plant is about 75% complete. Should be done September 1st. Watershed permit, DEC required. Bright Pierce is working on that, helping the city. We're putting in our flow meters this month in our springs in Salisbury. That'll be great data to have. Aside from it being required by the DEC, it's important for us to know. CHIPS paving is still moving ahead. We're on schedule, on the contractor schedule, waiting for them really to get to us at this point. Looking at starting in late August. Smith Creek, as I mentioned earlier, utility work, it's been a bit of a slowdown, but really moving forward. We should be closing up that intersection in the next 2 weeks. Contractor has already started progressing the installation of the culvert into the clinic parking lot across from the emergency room. So they have 2 crews working now, one to tidy up that intersection and then one just progressing that culvert further upstream. Great contractor. So lucky to have him working for us. Diamond and Jackson Street, our contractor surveyors have been out there, and we are trying to determine what the fixes are so that we can get that taken care of before this construction season is over. So next 2 weeks, I should have results from our surveyors, and we can move forward with some sort of fix there to close up that project. We've had our inspections at the upper and lower reservoir dams. Soil borings and surveys are starting soon. That's another DEC and DOH required inspection. Completed every 5 years at our city-owned dams. And we have similar geotech work starting at the DPW garage for the design of the fuel storage, petroleum bulk storage there. And also geotech work will be starting this next month at Spruce Lake Dam for our work. Getting to the next steps of really coming up with a design and design options for rehabilitation and reuse of Spruce Lake Dam, as well as funding applications to help the city out with those repairs. The last project I want to mention, it's not on my spreadsheet this month. We've had issues with Boiler Park and the water system in Boiler Park. We've had to take the well off the line, so it's a boil water advisory for the park itself, which is disconnected from our city system. Years ago, when the caretakers moved in, we decided to feed the park off the well. Prior to that, it was fed from our city mains on Manhattan Street. So, long run smart move for the city is to reconnect to the city distribution system and abandon the well. We're working on a design right now. It's up there with our water treatment plant staff, distribution staff, and DPW earlier today. Coming up with a plan to do that work internally. We tested the line that was there since the 40s and 50s, the old galvanized line from Manhattan Street. And unfortunately, that needs to be replaced. But we're working on doing that in-house. I'll be taking care of the design and permitting with DOH. And we're required to get that online by September, so that's going to be a fast and furious one for us. Those are the highlights.
Okay,
Feel free to
great.
ask me anytime.
Any questions for Chet?
Are we gonna need a vote to spend that money on redoing that line?
I think we'll be good. We're going to try to cover it within our existing budget. Just today, I got material lists put together. Still waiting on some pricing for the pump. There's a booster pump station sort of in the woods between Manhattan Street and the pavilion. So we do need to replace that pump. That's probably the biggest chunk. But I think we'll be able to get it under our existing budget.
I'm thinking about the lead line replacement when those start happening, and I may be getting the weeds on hypotheticals, so let me know if I am. I'm thinking about like what happened with the sinkhole and how we were already opening up those water pipes. If something like that were to happen when in a location that wasn't slated to go, would we be able to shift which ones are happening to say, we're already opening this one up, we might as well replace this one instead of what we had slated, or is that more work than it's worth?
We could. It gets into a little bit of a gray area in planning, depending on how we phase this. My intent is to phase lead service line replacements in coordination with our CHIPS paving program. But if we are opening a street, we're going to be disturbing that anyhow, and there will be essentially an allowance, money that will hold aside so that we can take care of those issues as they come along. So we certainly don't have enough of those unexpected digs every year. So it's certainly on our radar.
the challenge with our city is that we have sinkholes popping up here and there, and it's from varying buildings, who knows what, underneath, and eventually it just starts to give away. And so it is challenging. We're not going to accept any comments from the floor at this point, just from the council.
One quick
Thank
question.
you.
Chet, do we know how many lead line service replacements we need to do on this year's CHIP street paving?
I don't have a count, but I can get it.
I'm just saying, because that's got to be on top on your list to get it done before that, right?
Well, no, for this year's CHIPS paving, so we won't have funding for that service line until likely December of this year it'll be announced, and that funding wouldn't be available until mid-next year. So we can do planning next year, but for this year, what I anticipate is whatever is paved this year, CHIPS paving has to have a service life of 10 years. And the lead service line replacement, coincidentally, is 1/10 of the city's lead service lines are replaced per year, so it's also a 10-year program. So whatever we pave this year would be last in line for lead service line replacement.
Okay.
Perfect.
Anything else? Okay. Just a point of order. Once we close out the comments, we're closed out, but what I would make a suggestion to you, if you still have questions for Chet, he'll probably avail his time after the meeting to answer your questions. So we're going to move on now to mayor comments. Financial status, our cash position right now is $1,181,000 in the general water and sewer and golf fund. Plus we have another $894,000 that is in our reserve fund for pension coming up and things like that we have to save up throughout the year in order to make that payment. We're currently at $64,738 in our 90-day payables. We have $227,000 in our 60-day payables. Total outstanding invoices $401,574. We are currently looking at August the 1st, we owed $207,000 for water filtration plant bond, so we had to pay that. We also have a $113,000 for the bridge bond that will come up on August the 15th. We also have collected 92% of property tax at this point in time, so we have that revenue just about all in, which is great. We have received our financing for water ban, NIPA ban, and CHIPS ban, so we can begin and continue work on that. Going through some of the things that have happened during the month. Planning, Adirondack Bank went through Planning and Zoning Board of Appeals for the new location across from the library. They were approved. No activity on the hotel spa. I understand it's still a go and they're working on their site survey. Zeta and Dairyman, no activity. DRI, the $600,000 small fund for Main Street is underway and seeking additional applicants. If you know someone who is looking, make sure that you get them to Jacob Manning, who is in urban renewal, and he can get them set up. The larger DRI, Chet and I were talking about this the other day. We're going to be looking for a public meeting to discuss the project details for Main Street, most likely in November, October, November, but probably November. We want to revisit some of the details and the project scope for Main Street to make sure we're aligned with what the community is most interested in, and make sure that the numbers actually work for the city. And there's a few options that we can take a look at. But we will be putting that together and we'll announce where that will be, either at the school or maybe roadway like we did before when we first went through the DRI. We had the big poster boards and everybody got to put a sticker on them, something along that line to make sure we get some feedback. And of course it'll be an online survey as well. We can impose on Dave again for an online survey. Home grant has just concluded, so we're awaiting the grant application in the fall for $500,000. They've upped our ability to be able to handle more than what we typically would. So we typically, the home grant was $400,000, so they've increased it. They would increase it more. We just have a very small group that has to work on this, and so we didn't feel that we wanted to get too far out from our skis. We wanted to make sure we could deliver what we were handling. Swimming pool is open till the 15th of the month, so take an opportunity to go check it out if you haven't already. Canal celebration this week, everybody knows more than likely, but tomorrow night, 9 p.m., we have the Rotary Park fireworks. So you're talking about your kids, you'll want to take them to that. It's a good, and I understand dollar hot dogs that Rotary is putting on, so you can feed them very cheaply tomorrow night. Thursday at 6 p.m. we have the ribbon cutting for Buttermilk Falls, and then after that, 6:30, there's a sign presentation and updates on the 81 African American graves in the Little Falls Cemetery. So that'll be a busy Thursday. And Friday, 6 p.m., we have the parade. All the aldermen are going to be joining us in the parade. We're excited about that. And Mike is going to be my chauffeur for the parade. And I understand we have a chicken in the back seat for chicks, not this year?
I haven't heard about that this year. It's happened in the past.
Okay.
It might.
Chicken may be coming, but anyway, I think it's going to be fun. And the kids always like it. We throw in a lot of candy. The aldermen purchase some, the city purchase some. We just combine it all, and it's a lot of candy. That's it for mayor comments. Any questions of anyone? Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.